bye. He'll be selecting his first defense. And it looks like as we jump into the action, it's going to be Tividi. Agent 33 is bringing in the Electro Titans, but it's going to be starting with a Warden walk out here on the right side corner. We're going to be going in for a big, heavy ground-based attack and setting up an initial shot.
Oh, no!
What the? Early pop of a Warden ability?
He just took way too much damage there instantly. Wasn't expecting it. Put that rage spell in, but it was just too slow. Oh, wow. This is huge moving through. Particularly, you can see the rage tower in the center. He is using the lightning spells to take out an expo and multi. So that is going to be a little bit helpful, but certainly towards the back end of the base where that is, you know, likely he wanted to use that ability. Can he push through the town hall? Can he still make the 3-star happen? We've seen it before. Can we see it again, Woody?
Yeah, not impossible here. I mean, that is definitely a big loss for Agent 33 early on here to not be able to use that at optimal timing. But I mean, the Electro Titans are very big, slow, tanky attackers. And so as long as they can continue to stay inside that life aura and get support exactly where they need it, he still's got a shot here. That Monolith is going to be locking onto balloons early on, and it's going to be popping those down instead of trying to take out those Electro Titans. But now that they're jumping into the core, they really need to take it down as quickly as possible. It gets a few more pop shots off, and with the defense from those builder huts, it stays up a little bit longer than I was wanting to see here. But as Agent 33 powers into the center now, he drops the last free spell that he's got and is firing away at the town hall. It is going to be popped down, no problem at all. Those expos have been firing away for a very long time at the core of those troops, though, and they are going to have to fan out toward the backside of this base. It looks like he is just evaporating without the big push through the core that he really needed here, Judo.
Yeah, he had the balloons take down the red bomb, the red air mine farm to protect the healers, but in the end it just wasn't enough without that Warden ability to get through and keep them alive. He is still looking relatively good here, considering though, Woody, as the Royal Champion deployed on that left side, she's going to run just that little bit ahead of the King, unfortunately, leaving her vulnerable. So it is not going to be the 3-star, but he's pushing that percentage up. And like I said, despite the Warden ability going off, I think he's done incredibly well here.
This was a tight finish, and you just gotta wonder what might have happened if it could have gone off later in the raid when Agent 33 was taking more firepower in the core. If that Warden ability had been up and at him, that might have been just enough to keep it alive. But man, as we've heard earlier from Itsu, those Rage Towers are just getting some excellent value on defense, especially when they're that deep into the base. And
on attacks and prepping, right? Like the first attacker in weren't really watching that first matchup, and it is a very similar approach and another box style base. So the Warden ability, sorry. Going back to what happened in that last match, sorry to rub it in there, Agent. The Warden walk used at the bottom of the base, then setting up for the Flame Flinger and the Electro Titans targeting all of the way through the middle towards that town hall.
Well, 2 points make a line, and it looks like the first two attackers in this war are going to have a similar strategy here with the Warden Walk leading into Flame Flinger to set up for those Electro Titans. This is going to be, once again, going for the Town Hall on the very back side of the base, trying to eliminate some of those big key defensive structures early on so that they don't cause a problem as those troops clump up and try to hop over walls and power on through the base. That Monolith still the key defensive setup for a base like this. Double Rage Towers to support those multi-infernos could be a lot of damage dishing out for Sicario, the hired hitman, looking to kill that left corner early on. He zaps those down with some lightning spells, and that will not be causing too much of a problem for him later on. But the main force of the army is now getting set up as the Electro Titans are ready to cruise on through, Judo.
Yeah, I was just going to say it. He was obviously setting up his pathing very early on there, and with the wall breaker and the funnel set over by the 10 o'clock area, he's looking to push the Titans all of the way through the base and have the King just swipe in from that left-hand side to reinforce by the Town Hall. But so far, he's taking a lot of damage early on here, and his Electro Titans are splitting up, which means he's not getting the best healing from his healers, obviously.
Also lost that Flame Flinger over on the bottom right side a little bit earlier than I was hoping to see. Enemy Archer Queen got the defensive engagement there and will protect. It looked like that Warden ability also missed a couple of those Electro Titans. So as that big Giga Bomb goes off and the poison starts ticking away at them, that's going to be a couple of them getting lower on the hit point total. That is going to be a lot of damage being dished out from the core now as Ground Expos, a Scatter Shot, and Multi-Target Inferno are all firing away on all cylinders. Il Sicario has just now run out of steam again as he tries to make it to the backside of the space with 2 stars to his name. He needs to push above that 87% if he wants to keep ME Esports ahead of the competition.
I'm surprised he's holding on to that Royal Champion so long. I guess he's just waiting of the Rage Tower to expire. You seen the damage as soon as it popped. The Multi-Target Inferno wiping out all of those Electro Titans and healers. But now with the Royal Champion, there is just so much on the back end of the base in order to try and take down. Pushing close towards the percentage of Agent, but it's not going to reach there. So a slight lead to United Gaming after the first attack.
93% 3-star hit rate stage in our tournament hub here. Stage 1 saw these two teams getting really high scores, but at this point only one of them will be able to keep that high hit rate intact. We are moving now back to Achilles OP, who's going to be hitting Psyduke with once again another Flame Flinger, shooting those little spirits from afar and dropping a few bombs in as we get on the bottom side now a Queen Walk to start things off. That Unicorn going to try to keep her happy and healthy as she takes out a few key targets, moving in toward that Town Hall, Judo.
Yes, trying to get the maximum Flame Flinger value. You can see the Queen using the invisibility spell to assure she goes to the left. Sending that wall breaker early on, it got a little bit further than he anticipated, so the corner wall hadn't quite broken up, but a nice use of the invisibility to redirect her to the right place. She's taking a lot of damage there with the Rage Tower. You know, raging up the Expos. Ability goes off, but she is good and should get the Town Hall. Down it goes with the Dragons now moving through from the left.
Looked like a little bit of a misplacement for me by that freeze spell Achilles dropped. It looked like he was trying to grab those CC troops, but still had that ability forced because he, I think, missed most of them and wound up taking a lot of damage on the Queen. The Master Axe are going to be starting off now, though. They do not like to have to face off against those raged up Inferno Towers, but it looks like with the Rage Towers down, it's just going to be regular Inferno damage against them. Boom. One more big Rage Tower does get activated on the other end, though, and he needs to focus down that multi-target Inferno as quick as possible. Eternal Tome does get a little bit of protection in here, but it is now worn off, and with the Rocket Loons popping out of the CC, now they're going to be taking a stab up toward the top as well, trying their best to support. But wow, Judo, this core is just red hot and has just melted all of these dragons.
Yeah, he really just wants the Eagle and the multi there from the Dragons. Down it goes. Then he has the King and RC on the back end of the base, but with the Expos as well, and the Queen now going down, she's going to be a little bit too far as you see the Clan Castle, unfortunately not going down from the Dragons. That's why he was holding on to the Barbarian King and Royal Champion, so as not to lure that defending Lava Hound as it is. But unfortunately just a little bit short with these dragon style attacks. It's not like previous metas. You're really just trying to push through the center and then use your heroes on the back end. So unfortunate not to just get a little bit more with the dragons, but still that high percentage 2-star from United Gaming.
Very sticky finish here for Achilles OP, and it looked like the defending Archer Queen wound up being the MVP for Psyduke's defense, taking down the attacking Archer Queen. Time ticks out now with a
tournament, but yeah, I mean, it's double elimination, but you want to just using those good bases right from the bat.
Arthur DG is going to be bringing in the drill this time. Curious Strat and a little mix up here from ME Esports. He's also got those 5 healers prepped and ready to go for a walk along the edge. He's going to be starting off over on this right side, looking to take down that Town Hall nice and early on. No confusion about it once that clean first star so that he can set up for the second stage of the attack. Queen is deployed now with those healers to support, and a couple of Hog Riders maybe even provide some checking and pulling out the CC. They're going to be coming on out now, and with the Rocket Loon popping, he's got to be very careful about the damage that's going to be coming in now here. Queen does get the lock, and with a nice little distraction there, Arthur is doing some great job supporting her. Rocket Loon does make it over a top, but she pops it down. Is this going to be a forced ability? No. He'll drop the rage spell, and so far Arthur is looking very good with this initial injury, Judo.
Yeah, he didn't quite get the full CC pull, and there you can see the super minions coming out. That's why he didn't want to use that poison spell earlier. But with the rocket balloons getting right on top of the Queen, had to then use that rage spell. All looking good, though, because you just want to assure you can get in, get that town hall. If the Queen charge goes wrong so early on, and obviously it can turn into a disaster. Look at the Barbarian King, though, helping with the funnel so that the Queen is going to hopefully stay away from the bomb underneath the town hall. Took out that defending RC as well, but I'm wondering what the plan is here. He's still got 3 super wall breakers. If he can get in and get towards those multi-target infernos, that could be huge. But the Queen's under heavy fire ability now goes off. Is he going to rage? Yes, he is. Hopefully she can still be protected as the King tanking up front.
Tornado Trap rotated her into that Giga Bomb, so she took a bit more damage than she was hoping for. That Unicorn also in range of the enemy Town Hall went down. That means that he has to rely solely on the healers now, which are starting to take some fire from the Inferno Towers, but he has got no time to slow down. He has got to pivot really quickly now because he's only got a minute and change left to make the rest of this base explode. Here come the Lava Loon attack from the left side. Oh, and lava already down. It's just up to the loons now to try to pierce on through and get a big compartment finished off. Wants to make sure that the Monolith does not get a lock onto that Archer Queen as she tries to continue pushing through these walls to support the balloons. The Eternal Tome popped off, and with another Rage Tower going in to support that multi-target Inferno on the backside, he chooses to freeze instead the Scatter Shot. Pretty nice spread on these balloons, but he really needs that multi to go down, and it stands, Judo.
Yeah, I really like the plan here with the Queen getting in towards those 2 multi-infernos. It looked great, but unfortunately, taking a little bit too much damage with the Lava Loon early on. He really wanted the Warden ability for that back end with the Rage Tower, the Scatter Shot multi. He knew it was going to be a problem, but you always have the dilemma of if you leave the Warden ability too long and all of your balloons go down, you're not getting as high of a percentage. So I think he decided to just use it early to get maximum percentage, knowing that he...
Very tough base building all around so far. To watch Stana make his stand. He's got 5 super dragons ready to storm through the action here. So big, splashy, heavy tanking firepower to expect from him. 1 Rage Tower right there in the core. It's going to be able to grab a lot of support for those multis. So that is going to be an early target for Exo Stana, zapping that down. And with the early trigger, it will not be causing any problems for him later on in the raid. Big spell investment early on, but I think that that is probably going to be some good value for him. He's going to now recall the Queen after getting that air defense out on the left side, and will send her in with the rest of the attack later on. Rocket Loons grab another air defense up on the top side corner, and you can see Stana's strategy here. He's just sniping air defenses all around and setting up for the funnel in this top left lane.
Yes, I really like this approach, and it's something that, you know, you at home, if you see these bases, it can be a relatively set strategy to use. Using the Queen on one side for an air defense, recalling her rocket balloons for another. You can then send the Queen, which I'm assuming he's going to do, from one of these sides as well to move down to a far air defense. Choosing to come in from the far side of the town hall with the battle blimp. Sometimes you can even fly direct into it, but the balloons have popped early here, Woody, and they are all down with the red air bombs. Dragons fanning either side. This is not going to be easy to get in towards that town hall because we have the defending King and the Monolith and no pathing in towards it so far.
Red bombs just obliterated all the balloons in that blimp, which did not get close enough to the town hall for Stana's early stab. He's now lost those dragons, which did not have the spell support that they needed to continue pushing on into the core, which just had a massive amount of burst damage just obliterate them. From the right side corner now, though, all the heroes are going to be stacked on up and facing off against the Town Hall as best they can. The funnel's a little bit awkward, though, with an enemy Barbarian King on the edge going to be pulling them toward the outside. That's the opposite of what Stana wants, as he needs to get deep into that core if he wants to take that Town Hall down and ensure that UG have a clean opportunity to get the 2-star confirmed and to continue pushing on through. 53 seconds left, so time's not too much of an issue at this point, and he should be able to push through with this Royal Champion, Judo.
Oh, I don't know if she's going to take a lot of damage here. Is it going to be enough? It is a race to get that Town Hall. It's not a spell. She doesn't get it. And with the Queen ability going off, she is also going to try and take everything else out. The Town Hall would be the last building here, Woody. It's going to be a 1-star going from the opposite side of the base. The blimp not getting all of the way through.
How does this happen, Judo? The highest percentage destruction attack is now the worst strike that we've seen out of 5 hits so far in this war. Just the 1-star. A crucial fail for United Gaming in the mid-game here, and the biggest opportunity that Emmy Esports has had so far with an...
No, the risk you're taking. I thought he was just going to, use the Queen on one side, his side to the Town Hall, but this is it. Emmy's chance to counteract that and take the lead. So we do have the Zap Titans, lightning spells to take out an area of the base. We've got the Flame Flinger. Is he going to try and get the Town Hall with that, or does he just try and take a different area? It will be the Town Hall, it looks like, because he gets both expos. However, the Tesla skeleton traps, there's a lot at the top of the base he has to deal with before he can deploy that Flinger.
Emmy Esports now have the opportunity to play it cool, play it safe, and go for those reliable strikes. Just even a 2-star at this point will keep them in the star lead. It's going to be difficult for them to get a percentage advantage over United Gaming, though, with that big 94% hit that they just saw. So Emmy Esports have got to be playing for stars at this point. Safe and reliable strikes are the name of the game here. A 3-star in the mid-war here would indeed be very helpful at ensuring their victory, but even a 2-star here could be a comfortable spot for Tvidi of Emmy Esports. He's going to be moving in over in this left side corner now, letting that Flame Flinger get the lock over now toward the Town Hall, as the main bulk of this army is going to be raged up and pushing into the core with a chance to jump over these walls. He's going to be popping that Eternal Tome just to try to prevent maximum damage, holding on to it for a very long time. Won't fire until he sees the whites of their eyes, Judo.
Yeah, look at the pathing they have. They have access to everything. Pops the Warden ability just before that Rage Tower Multi-Inferno goes off. Notice he's saved the Royal Champion until he pretty much knows that Town Hall is about to go down. This looks incredibly good. As long as he can get the Royal Champion to flush down the bottom part of this base, I think he's got more than enough to finish this off. With the Queen ability left so far, he's still got a couple of other troops he can try and surround with as well. Can he do it? Royal Champion ability set to go off any moment, but he's crushed the middle of this base.
Super well thought out attack. I wish that Royal Champion could have gotten in a little bit earlier and used the cover that she had from those Electro Titans to take out that midsection. With the Grand Warden and the multi-target Inferno still standing, it's going to be a bit of a sticky spot to pierce through.
Yeah, where can he use this wall breaker? Maybe to hit where the wizard tower is? Would it target that deep in the base? Maybe. It's really tricky unless he waits until the queen walks all of the way around. He's got the ability. Oh, he uses it just at the south here, but hopefully the queen can step in and take those. She does. Wow, she actually goes for the eagle and the expo. I thought she was going to be drawn down south first. So she uses that ability, gets to the expo. She won't be able to reach Eagle Artillery, unfortunately. Not the Eagle Artillery, the Warden statue, unfortunately. So he's going to fall just short here, using the sneaky to try and distract. It's not going to be enough. Super, super close.
Well, right after the weakest attack we have seen in this war, with a 1-star from United Gaming, we now have a 3-star from him and then a 2-star follow-up from Emmy would put them back up a tight finish. But if Fluxy comes up short and misses that triple, it is going to be a very difficult final round for United Gaming.
It certainly is, and like mentioned earlier on in the stream, Fluxy, part of Tribe Gaming last year, got right of the way to the final. So Vice World Champion here, a lot of experience. My eyes are instantly drawn to that invisibility spell tower by the Town Hall. Let's see if that would or wouldn't be costly. Queen charge in towards that multi, using the Rage and another wall breaker to get just a little bit further, but I don't think the Queen is going to step that way. She is going to be drawn across to the right. Oh, no, she actually does step around. So she will get the Eagle, and then he's got just brilliant pathing here to move in, and the Battle Blimp straight towards the Town Hall.
Yeah, and that invisibility spell tower on defense is sort of like a mind game that RIAD is playing against Fluxy right now. Usually always see those rage towers get more value, more damage dished out against attackers, but this can really be annoying for attackers to have to deal with. The timing on these invisibility spells popping right in the core of the base to protect key structures like the Monolith and the Town Hall can make for a very frustrating attack. We'll see if Fluxy can keep his cool during all of that and try to continue this Queen charge from the top side, now deeper into the base, finding a scatter shot and the enemy Queen, as well as the CC popping out against those troops now. He gets the engage with the enemy Queen. The Rage is a little bit late though, and those healers have got to catch up to keep the Queen alive with the ability forced out now, Judo.
Yeah, very tricky, especially with the CC splitting. So now he's having to deal with the defending Headhunter over there using the poison, but you can see the Lalo moving in from the southeast with that Battle Blimp across. Town Hall goes down before that invisibility spell tower can even activate, but the balloons pretty much instantly down due to the Town Hall and the Raged multi at the bottom. There's so much splitting around the base here. He's got a lot of spells left over, but just not really enough to use them on.
He had this versatile kit ready to deploy, but just didn't find the optimal usage for those spells. And even though kind of from every single angle he had a nice setup, it looks like things are just not panning out in his favor. Fluxy now trying his best to continue stabbing into the core there, but yeah, as you mentioned, Judo, this is going to be a tough finish for him. Another 2-star for United Gaming leaves them without any chance of pulling back ahead until maybe their final strike.
Yeah, I wondered why he was trying to save the spells a little bit, maybe for percentage, but then he did use them on the Royal Champion, turned the Monolith invisible as it happened, so the percentage not quite as high as... I hope Itsu and Carbon have been able to onto this one. It is Emmy back, ready to attack. We have 6 bat spells alongside the Super Dragons for this one, Woody.
Well, not only do they have the star advantage, with a 90% destruction in this attack, Hayes could actually tie United Gaming on average destruction. So that is not out of the realm of possibility at all. He is going to be striking hard and fast with an Eternal Tome popped right at the entry point here for these Super Dragons. This is going to be a very powerful entry that guarantees the 2-star. And depending upon how the spells get deployed on the back end, lots of bats ready to support these Super Dragons to try to push even further in.
I think he panicked a little bit there on the Town Hall with the freeze spells. Obviously, maybe not expecting the Tornado Trap to cause as much aggro for him, but you can see the bats dropped in at the bottom area, wiping out some of the splash, but the multi-target Inferno is right there. He's only got 1 freeze spell, so as soon as that freeze expires, these bats are going to be history, unfortunately. Now, the Super Dragons have actually done a really good job towards the left side of the base. His Archer Queen getting good value, and his Royal Champion, if he can get this Monolith, there's not a lot left in the base, Woody. This is looking relatively good. Oh, the Monolith stays alive, though. No.
It did take a lot of damage early on, and that shield toss from the Royal Champion nearly finished it off.
Still get it.
It's standing still in the core. These Super Dragons are not going to have much of a chance at all. Look, that one's going to go down to 1 single hit. Boom! It is knocked out of the sky. With CC troops coming out to distract as well, that Queen is going to be, boom, 1 shot again. That Monolith is a monster. But with Hayes surpassing the 90% threshold, not only does Emmy Esports have the star lead, they also have the percentage lead in this attack. That means that United Gaming, even with a 3-star to finish, cannot guarantee.
But United Gaming, they definitely need Bernaul, their highest hit rate player through the ladder stage, is up now. They need a lifeline here. 3 stars from Bernaul, and they could be right back in this.
Anytime you need a big pitch hitter to finish off strong, you gotta put Bernaul at the number 5 spot in your roster. He is going to be coming in with a very popular attack strategy that I know some of the pros have been loving to deploy recently. There's been some great videos also on Itsu's channel showcasing these dual hogs. The super hog riders a bit tankier, get some support from the regular hogs as well, and Bernaul is going to be charging in as he loves to do. The queen charge makes her assault on the right side corner, while Flameflinger is going to take out some key targets on the bottom corner, finding a scatter shot early on. Great to dish out some big offense against those heavy splash damage defenses so that your hogs don't take too much damage. And I'm also noticing no heal spells brought by Bernaul this time. It is going to be all about the rages, most likely to support those queens charge hits over on the right side, but might also even be using it to back up these hogs and try to power through defenses in the core. We have 3 multi-target Infernos, and it looks like there are some rage towers that are going to be able to juice those up even further. So Bernaul is going to be very careful about when he gets the timing dropped to support those hogs, Judo.
Yeah, absolutely. I always like the approach with this strategy because he could just use the queen on a symmetrical side of the base. Whichever way she decides to go, he can then adapt. And like you said, a lot of the spells will be used for the queen charge, but you can use the rage for the super hogs. You're really just trying to push through the middle of the base. You don't necessarily have to take all of it down. And notice the defenses on the perimeter to the outside. Over, you know, the northwest side, the cannon, the archer tower. He'll be trying to pick those off with the regular hog riders as well. So here come these super hog riders in towards the base, and it really is the multi-target Infernos in the middle. He'll be looking to use the Warden ability and just rage his hog riders to flush that area out as quickly as possible. Here we go, Woody.
Super Hogs are stampeding through the base. They were deployed with only 1 minute and 7 seconds left to finish this whole thing off, and it is a race against both the defenses and the clock, as Bernaul needs to power through without any time to spare. Finishes off 2 of the multi-target Infernos and will stab down the Eagle Artillery with that Royal Champion. The breeze is out, and the final defenses are going down, Judo!
Phenomenal freeze spell to get all 3 defenses down there when he really needed it. He's got the queen ability left over, the royal champion ability left over, and a freeze spell not even needed. We said it. United Gaming wanted that 3-star. Bernaul has delivered, and they are right back in to win this war. Can
Psyduke 00 2-star. This is the highest stakes attack that we have yet seen.
Bernaul on defense. Can Psyduke take revenge, or will Bernaul be the ultimate MVP? We will find out right here as he's attacking back with the same strategy, the twin hog riders, but utilizing the log launcher this time, with the town hall being on the other side of the base, looking for the heroes to dive deep into the heart of the base. And 2 rage spell towers with, look at the splash damage in the middle there, Woody. He definitely has to be careful of that.
I love that log, Judo. Great job rolling straight on through, and it is going to get quite a bit of chip damage onto that multi-target Inferno even. Doesn't quite take it down, but that's fine. He still gets very solid value. Psyduke needs a 2-star 95% in order to clench victory here. That is a very high bar set by the United Gaming squad, and their defenses so far are doing a decent job holding on. He's got to get that queen very deep and start taking down those multi-Infernos. That is plan A right now, and with the jump spell, she should be starting her march inward. CC troops on defense are going to be slowing her down, though. Ice Golem has already gotten quite a bit of time off of her, and with a big back bomb taking out one of those healers, Psyduke is really going to have his feet to the fire now. Rocket Loon right on top of her head brings her health so low, Judo.
Yeah, he's got to be very, very careful here because the Queen ability already gone. I believe he wanted the log launcher to get the multi-target Inferno at the southern area. You notice it's just wiped out all of his healers. Invisibility spell ended up being swagged. Didn't realize there was an expo on his log launcher earlier on. Is the major damage here. So he's basically sending his hogs into the town hall, trying to use the warden ability, but now he doesn't have a rage to power them out of the Giga Bomb afterwards. So it is going to be a lower percentage here, and percentage is going to be what matters. They have to get very close to the 3-star in order to win this.
95% 2-star needed by Psyduke here in order to get the victory. He's passing the 60% mark now, and with the Eternal Tome pop, those Hogs are going to be storming in as quickly as they possibly can. But take note of the splash damage still left in the space. A scatter shot on the far end is going to be the final nail in the coffin for this attack. If they can't get down these multi-target Infernos quick enough, they are just going to be slowly cooked to death like a frog in a pot. They are turning up the temperature, and it is hard to stay alive through all of that heat. Psyduke sees all his Hogs going down now, and with a mortar taking out those wizards for cleanup on the edge, he is going to be left just short. Bernaul, NTC, the MVP of this war, not only gets the only 3-star, but also holds on to the defense. United Gaming move on victorious, Judo.